Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We are at North High School in Midtown Wichita for tonight's doubleheader between the Northwest Grizzly girls and boys and their counterparts from North High School. We welcome you on board. My name is Kevin Arkin. Glad to be with you. I don't normally end up on camera, but there's a good reason here at the moment. We plan to bring you both games. We plan to bring you all of both games. We have a minor technical problem with our game camera that we are working on as we speak. We hope to have it fixed by game time. And if we do, we'll be in good shape there, and you won't be seeing me the rest of the night. If we don't, we're going to improvise, and instead of giving you no picture, we'll give you me while I call the game until we get the camera up and running. So that's what we're working on, and stay with us. I will take a moment to apologize to all of you who may have been watching on Tuesday night when we had our audio failure, and it was catastrophic. We never got the audio back, and tonight we have the audio. We'll have the video as soon as we get our technical problem fixed. And the way we're getting it fixed, I'll give credit where credit is due. My wife is on her way to North High as we speak with another camera. So as soon as she delivers that, we will hook it up, and we should be ready to go for our game time broadcast. Leslie Bravo is scheduled to join me here tonight as well. So we're looking forward to a very fun and pleasant evening of Grizzly basketball in the City League contest, and both teams coming in at 0-2 here in the girls' game and the boys' game as well. Both teams 0-2, so everybody's looking for their first wins tonight, and we're hoping it's going to be Wichita Northwest. We're going to go ahead and take a 60-second timeout, and then head coach Marcus Myers will join us in an interview that coincidentally was not recorded in front of a camera, but rather recorded by phone. So you'll see our photograph as you listen to Coach Myers for about 5 minutes, talking about Tuesday's game and also about tonight. So stay with us. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel. This is Grizzly basketball.
Hey, man, you got out for football?
Band class still needs you, man. Kansas students have choices to do or not to do. The Kansas State High School Activities Association urges everyone to participate because when activities stop, nobody wins.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We are at North High tonight for our varsity doubleheader between your Grizzlies and the North High Redskins, who are hosting us tonight. And we begin with the girls' varsity game, and to that end, we have our girls' varsity coach on the line with us. That would be Marcus Myers. And, Coach, first of all, welcome, and welcome by phone today.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
Doing well. Let's go ahead and, first of all, let's talk a little bit about our game on Tuesday when the South High Titans came into Northwest for the home opener. I know the result was not at all what you wanted.
I wouldn't say I enjoyed it. Our girls gained a lot of experience, so I wanted the W, but we gained a lot. We did a different game plan and how we attacked, and the girls just executed. And I love how we were down the stretch. It just didn't end up in our favor.
You know, you look at the stat sheet. You had we have unofficially 3 of the girls in double figures in that game. Leah Richard with 10 and Kamira Barber had 16 and Innocent Robinson with 15. And you'd think with 3 people in double figures, you know, you look at that and say, oh, you must have run away with it. But that South High bunch sure kept up with us.
Yes, that was a good group. We played very well. I way we shared the basketball. But that South High, got to watch out for them. They played pretty good Tuesday night. So I'm proud of what we did, and we just got to work harder, execute through the first half, and we should come out with a victory next time.
Well, let's look at that real quick. We've got North High tonight at their place, and they're winless as well on the season. So, somebody's going to come out of there with their first W tonight, and there's no reason, of course, that it can't be us. But what can you tell us about this North High squad?
Oh, they're tough, and they have nothing to lose. I watched a couple of their girls this summer, and I'm watching film all week. Coach Barry over there got them working and sharing the basketball more than they have in the past. So we're going to try to get in those passing lanes and identify what they're doing quickly and adjust to it.
Okay, so what do you look for your team to do specifically to improve from the first two matches that they've played so that they can take on a North High and come home with that victory that you're looking for?
Kevin, honestly, we just need to put 4 quarters together. We do that, we'll be fine. We'll probably apply more press coverage this game and see what we can get out of that.
Well, and it's funny you mentioned the 4 quarters aspect because the stats kind of bring that out. And and I'm not picking on anyone, of course, but Aaliyah Richard, who had 10 points in the game, she had them all in the first half. Did not score after halftime. And Barber had most of her points in the first half as well. So, the first half we came out like gangbusters in the first quarter, and it seemed like the second quarter did it to us for the second game in a row.
Correct. We just got to just maximize our opportunity and focus. I believe they made their adjustments and applied some pressure, and we just have to work through those things. I believe we will do a better job this evening.
Okay, well, we wish you the best of luck tonight. Before we let you go, is there an injury update that we need to know about?
Vivi, she should be fine. She's questionable, but I believe she's going to give it a go.
Okay. Everybody else is good?
Everyone else is good.
Okay. Well, another tough one tonight on the road at North, and then we've got a 2-game road swing as we head to Southeast next Tuesday for a visit against the Golden Buffaloes. And I know you're not looking ahead to that game and looking only at tonight, but we need to start a winning streak, and there's no reason we can't start it here in about 10 minutes at the top of the hour.
Absolutely.
Okay, best of luck to you tonight, and we'll look forward to a visit before the game Tuesday at Southeast.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate you.
Head coach Marcus Myers on our pregame show. Stay tuned. We're going to take a 60-second timeout, and then we'll be back with the starting lineup and the play-by-play of tonight's game against the North High basketball team. You're listening to NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel. This is Grizzly Basketball.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Kansas. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Wichita, Northwest Grizzlies basketball is on the air. Welcome to another season of basketball, Grizzlies style, as Northwest pursues a 6A state title. Follow your Grizzlies all season long on their YouTube page with links available at NWHS Grizz. Grizzlies basketball is sponsored this year in part by Mel Hamilton Ford at the big corner of 119th West in Kellogg. We're better. We're proving it. You be the judge. And by Andrews Cleaning Service with programs for residential, commercial, or special cleaning projects. Check them out at wichitacleaningservice.com. And by Keystone Solid Services, providing quality granite countertop products for your home. Check them out at KeystoneSolidServices.com. And by Todd Eflin Narrates, voice acting for just about anything with words, commercials, training videos, audiobook, and telephone services. Find me at toddeflin.com. That's TODDEFLIN.com. And now, let's go courtside for today's contest. And your host, Kevin Arkin.
And good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to North High School, where tonight the Grizzlies will take on the North High basketball teams in a Greater Wichita Athletic League doubleheader. And if you were not here before we began here this evening, we'll tell you that things are a little bit different here at the moment in that we are shorthanded we have no camera that is working. We are working to rectify that problem, and as soon as a replacement camera can get here, and it is on its way, we will turn me off and turn that camera on so you can see the play of the game. Right now, as you can tell by the clock, there's a little about 3.5 minutes before the introduction of the starting lineups. And I'm going to stay here with you until the camera arrives, and I'm going to quick bolt get the camera. And in the meantime, Eva McGee, who is going to be our engineer tonight, will keep the score posted. She's not comfortable doing the play-by-play, so she'll keep the score posted. I'll be gone about 2 minutes to go get the equipment and help my wife up with it and get it set up. And then we'll switch it on, get it onto the field, or onto the court rather, and this is new territory. In 10 years, I have never tried this, and my wife has just arrived with the camera, so we're going to send it to a timeout. We'll be back here watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel. This is Grizzly Basketball. fit on here. And the base that I want. The handy cam. Well, the moral of this story.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wichita North High School would like to welcome all of you attending tonight's matchup between Wichita North High and Wichita Northwest High School. And now for our starting lineups for Wichita Northwest and Wichita North. For Northwest, a 5'1" junior, number 1, Mackenzie Edwards. For North, a 5'10" senior, number 1, Taryn St. Clair. For Northwest, a 5'2" sophomore, number 21, Aaliyah Richard. For North, a 5'5" senior, number 5, Tyresia Norton. For Northwest, a 5'8" sophomore, number 22, Kamaya Barber. For North, a 5'10" senior, number 12, Rhiannon St. Clair. For Northwest, a 5'5" junior, number 23, Innocent Robinson. For North, a 6' freshman, number 33, Amelia Hoopsma. For Northwest, a 5'9" junior, number 24, Sasha Reed. For North, a 5'11" junior, number 44, Haley Wookie. The head coach for Wichita Northwest is Marcus Myers, assistant coach Brian Bernard, and Christina Commons. The head coach for Wichita North is Barry Glover. Assistant coach is Jasmine Florio.
All right, folks, bear with me. We shall return.
Aaron Evans and Trenton Kohler.
Okay, folks, we are back. The game, as you can see, has just started. There is no score. Life is good. We'll give you the starters on the fly here. Pardon me a moment while I yield to our executive producer, Eva McGee. Okay. And the first thing you got to do is set the time for 7 minutes, 30 seconds, and then start it when it reaches that. Okay, so everybody can see that. I think we'll be good. You good? You want a headset? All right, I'm coming over here. North High is in their home whites with red numerals, red trim. Grizzlies in blue with yellow trim, yellow numerals. There's a miss. Northwest leads 2-0 here. And let's give you the starting lineups, as I said, on the fly. The 5 on the floor, number 1. Mackenzie Edwards, a 5'1" junior guard. Number 21, Aaliyah Richard, 5'2", sophomore guard. Number 22, Kamira Barber, 5'8", sophomore guard. Number 23, Innocent Robinson, 5'5", a junior guard. Sasha Reed, 5'9", wearing number 24. She's a junior forward for Northwest. For North, Taryn St. Clair, number 1, a 5'10" guard. Tarisha Gordon wears number 5. She stands 5'5". Bear with me here a minute. Part of my information is covered up here. Rihanna St. Clair, number 12, is a. This isn't going to help. Let's try this. Rihanna St. Clair stands at 5'10". That's all the information they gave me. That's what the problem is there. Number 33, Amelia Bootsma, is 6 foot. And number 44, Haley Wolke, is 5'11". Head coach of North is Barry Glover, and the head coach of Northwest is Marcus Myers. Score remains 2-0, 6:30 to go in the first period. Now it's 4-0, Northwest. And North High brings the ball down. With the ball now is St. Clair. There are 2 St. Clairs. We assume them to be related. And it is Rhiannon St. Clair who has the ball at the moment for North High. She drives into the corner. It goes to Wolke. Wolke for a long 2, and Wolke gets the first points of the game for North High. It's 4-2. 6 minutes to go, first quarter. I want to thank you all along the line for joining us, and we apologize for our technical problems, but we have gotten it on the air. And we actually, I'm going to ask Eva to do something. Put your ear to that and tell me we have audio. Tell me we have audio on that. Listen to it. We do. Good. All righty. No problemos tonight. All the disasters are over for the evening. St. Clair gives it back to Taryn St. Clair. Back to Rianne St. Clair, and a whistle on the play. And someone stepped on the sideline, and it will be Aaliyah Richard inbounding now to Kamira Barber. Barber back to Richard. She almost gave it up to St. Clair. Back around now, Mackenzie Edwards with it on the far side. To Barber. Barber drives in the paint, puts it up off the glass, doesn't go, and a foul's going to be called, and Barber's going to go to the line and shoot 2 times.
Foul on Gordon, her first, second.
Barber's first one is good. Rattles around and finally falls, and it is good. She'll get one more. And the second one rattles and misses, and that goes out of play. It will turn over to North High. I need to talk to our executive producer here for just a moment. You go here to video clips. Okay, this is the only spot we have to run. Don't run it now. But this one, when we go to it, this will be the one you go to all night. Okay? And you need to hit the start button to start the clock after you set it. And a timeout has been called. We're going to take one with them because I need one. 5-2, Grizzlies lead. 5:21 to go first quarter. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel, and this is Grizzly basketball. Cut, you hit cut? No, you're missing it. One moment, folks. We'll talk about the student-driven production here in just a moment. Go back to video clips and bring it up. You want cut over here. Welcome back to North High. The only thing you missed was a 2-point basket by Taryn St. Clair. after they started play while we were at commercial. Innocent Robinson drives the basket, and it doesn't go. Goes out of play, and it will turn over to North High. Last touch by Northwest. 4:55 to go in the first quarter. 5-4, Grizzlies lead. This is a game the Grizzlies really want to have. In fact, both games tonight are games that the Grizzlies think that they can win and that they really want to take, especially since they're on the road. A road win would be huge. Walke with it for North, guarded by Reed. She gives it off to Charlie Hill, who came into the game when we weren't looking. And the Grizzlies have also made a substitution. We'll tell you about that momentarily. This one a long way over there for Hill. That one's going to bounce out and stay with North High. Subbing for North, Mackenzie Richards came out at the timeout, and she's been replaced by Aubrey Navarrete, a 5'9" freshman forward. Give you one other roster piece of news for Northwest, and that is a two-pointer by Amelia Bootsma, and it's 6-5 North with 4:05 to go. Viviana Wall is out tonight with an injury. She's got shin splints, and hopefully we'll find out more about that. That one turns over to North High, and we're getting a little sloppy with the ball here. We've invited Viviana to join us at halftime after our Meet the Grizzlies segment. Now we do have a timeout being called. That is a full timeout being taken by Northwest. So let's take it with them. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel. This is Grizzly basketball. They've just inbounded the ball, and the ball has just been turned over by Charlie Hill of North High. It'll turn over to Northwest. No changes in personnel for the Grizzlies. We'll give you the 5 on the floor again for Northwest. We've got Sasha Reed, 24, Aubrey Navarrete, number 30, Innocent Robinson, 23, Kamira Barber, 22, and Aaliyah Richard, 21. That's the 5 on the floor for the Grizzlies. There's a three-point bomb. Oh, it goes in and out, doesn't go. On the far side, Aaliyah Richard for 3. Good! Aaliyah Richard puts us back in the lead by 2. It's 8-6. Around the horn it goes in the backcourt. And they finally bring it across. Taryn St. Clair does it for North High. She has Barber all over her. Passes it off there to Bootsma. And Bootsma almost threw it away. And underneath now to Wolke. Wolke double teamed, and they're going to say that Wolke traveled. Good job defensively by Northwest, and they'll get the ball back. Mackenzie Edwards returns to the game for Northwest, replacing Navarrete. And it will be Innocent Robinson inbounding the ball for the Grizzlies. She gives it to Richard. Richard will bring it across the timeline. And into North High territory. Barber back to Richard. Richard thought about it, now dishes it off to Robinson for 3. Good! Innocent Robinson cans it, and the Grizzlies lead by 5. In the corner it goes for North. North from 15 feet. Ross misses it. Goes out of play. It will turn over to Northwest, and the Grizzlies have a chance to really increase their lead here. Kamira Barber brings it across the timeline. 2:03 to go, first quarter. 11-6 Northwest. Robinson in the paint, puts it up, and she's fouled. She'll go to the line and shoot a pair. Things going pretty well for the Grizzlies here in the first quarter. First one by Robinson is good. And the Grizzlies have doubled up North, 12-6. And coming in for North High, number 3, Taya Sanders, and number 12, Rhiannon St. Clair returns. One sister subbing for another there. And Robinson makes them both. 13-6, Grizzlies lead by a touchdown. 150 plus to go here in quarter number 1. That'll be a foul on Edwards, I'm sure. And it is. That's the 4th team foul on Northwest. They got a lot of fouls building up here. I'm going to take that back. I'm reading this wrong. I'm reading the scoreboard incorrectly. That's the 1st team foul on Northwest. North High has 4. Rhiannon St. Clair dishes it off to Bootsma. Bootsma back to St. Clair. St. Clair to Sanders. Back to Bootsma. Back to St. Clair. Back to Bootsma. Bootsma's going to give it to Wolke, I bet. There she goes. Grizzlies playing some solid defense here in the latter stages of the first quarter. In the air, off the heel, no good. Rebounded by Robinson. And they're going to whistle on the play. I don't know what they're calling, but they're calling a foul on North High. Fouls on Rhiannon St. Clair. That's her first. It's the team's 5th. Stay tuned at halftime for our Meet the Grizzlies segment. More about that here in a moment. In the meantime, Aaliyah Richard with the ball with 1 minute to go in the first quarter. Edwards back to Richard. Now back over to Robinson. A long 3 off the rim, no good, and it's rebounded there by Sanders for North. And here come the North High basketball team back. Wolke has it underneath the basket, being guarded by Reed, and Reed's giving up about 6 inches. Wolke with it again. She puts it up for 3. Off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Edwards. Edwards to Robinson. Robinson and Reed, 2-on-2. Robinson coast to coast and count it. And a steal by the Grizzlies, and with that we have a whistle. I think Barber may have stepped on the baseline. We'll see what they're calling. Yeah, that's exactly what they're calling. 11 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Grizzlies lead by 9. Their biggest lead of the contest so far. Barber comes out, and Navarrete comes in for her. And here comes North High with it. St. Clair dishes it off in the corner. There's a long one off the heel, no good by Bootsma. And that'll do it here in the first quarter. And a good first quarter for Northwest. They lead after 1, 15-6. We'll be back with the second quarter in 60 seconds. Stay with us. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel. This is Grizzly Basketball. High School. We get set for the start of the second quarter. And it will be Grizzlies basketball on the alternating possession to start the second quarter. We have a stoppage of everything here for a referee issue. And they're pointing at somebody. I don't know if it's an equipment issue with a player or what. But one of the referees is talking to the official scorer. Now they're calling all the referees over, and we're going to have a brief conference here. And now the coaches are getting involved. Both coaches heading to the scorer's table. I have no idea what this is about, folks. While they're doing that, we'll tell you, well, please stay tuned at halftime for our Meet the Grizzlies segment. We're going to have a visit with Sasha Reed at halftime. And then following that visit with Sasha, we've invited Viviana Wald to come on up and join the festivities up here in the broadcast booth. Since she's injured tonight, we'll visit with the young freshman for Northwest here at halftime. Stay with us. Now a technical has been called on, I don't know what for. Whether it's an equipment problem or what. But the Grizzlies are going to get 2 free throws here and the ball. Of course, they were going to get the ball anyway. Robinson will take the free throws for Northwest. Here's the first one, and it's good. And the lead is now 10. I'd like to know what that was all about. We may have to ask when we visit with Coach Myers before Tuesday, because I don't think I'm going to be able to get down there to ask. Robinson makes them both. We have an outstanding production crew, albeit a little bit small tonight. Jonathan Shue is at home. I hope he's watching. And Jonathan, I hope you're feeling better, buddy. He is under the weather tonight. And we wisely told him not to join us, lest we all get sick. Leslie Bravo's here along with Eva Wall. With Eva McGee, excuse me. And we hope you're enjoying the sights and sounds of this one. Richard puts one up. It doesn't go. Loose ball on the floor. Who's going to get it? It's still loose, and North comes away with it. And that's a nice play that time by Sky Todd, number 22, who just came into the game for North High. And speaking of Todd, there's a 3, and boom, count it. 17-9, Grizzlies lead. 1 minute gone in the second quarter. And now it'll be, we're getting ready for Anaya Simpson to come in as a sub. And there's a tied up ball, I bet. Yep. They're going to call a held ball, and on the alternating possession, arguably the dumbest rule in all of sports, it will go to North High. The only rule in sports which takes away from good defensive play. Inbounded by North High. Todd has it for the moment and dishes it back to Joanna Ross. Ross forward now to Gordon. Gordon under the basket to St. Clair. She puts it up. It doesn't go. Rebounded there by Anaya Simpson. And she can't hang on to it. Now we have a whistle on the play. And I don't know if this is it is going to be a foul. It's the 6th team foul on North High. The foul charged to Gordon. That's her second. Grizzlies still only have 1 team foul. They're playing very well here in the first half of this one. 6:39 to go in the first half. Grizzlies lead by 8. Barber has the ball, and she's looking to break up the zone, and that does break up, and they go to man-to-man now. Barber with it. Underneath, and it's intercepted by Taryn St. Clair, and that's a pretty nice play by St. Clair. She'll send a long one forward to Joanna Ross. Ross in the paint to Todd, and I got to believe Todd. Oh, they're saying she was blocked. I could have sworn she traveled. And I think the foul's going to be on Barber. It's on Robinson. That shows you what I know. First foul on Innocent Robinson, and it will send Todd to the line to shoot a pair. And the first one rims in and out. There's a break for Northwest. Gordon comes out of the game, and Charlie Hill returns for the North High basketball team. Second one by Todd is good. She makes 1 out of 2, 17-10, 6:12 to go, first half. Barber brings it across the timeline. Kenzie Edwards with it, top of the key, gives it to Simpson. Simpson to Barber. Barber thought about it, now she pulls it back. Still with it, looking for a way to drive to the basket, puts it up, count it! Wow, under pressure. Barber scores. 19-10, Grizzlies lead. Rihanna St. Clair brings it up across the timeline. Now Sky Todd with it. I'm sorry, it's Ross with it, giving it to Terrence St. Clair. Back to Rhiannon. Charlie Hill with it in the paint. Free throw line, puts it up, count it. Nice play by North High to score here. And cut the lead to 7. Robinson brings it across the timeline for North High. And a foul has been called. I think it's going to be Aaliyah Richard going to the line to shoot a pair. It is the second foul on Terrence St. Clair, and it puts Grizzlies in the bonus. And the first one misses. This is a shooting foul, so the bonus does not apply. Terrence St. Clair comes out. Charlie Hill comes back in. 5:05 to go in the first half. Richard will try and make the second one now. And she does. She makes 1 out of 2. 20-12 the score. 5:05 remaining. And it will be Rhiannon St. Clair bringing the ball across the timeline for North High. She gives it to Sky Todd. Todd gives it to Bootsma. And going down in a heap is Charlie Hill, and I think they're going to call her for a travel. Sasha Reed comes in for Kenzie Edwards. Let's give you the 5 on the floor for Northwest. We've got Anaya Simpson, number 5. Sasha Reed, 24. Aaliyah Richard, 21. Innocent Robinson, 23. And Kamira Barber with the ball, number 22. That's the 5 on the floor for Northwest. Barber from long distance misses everything, but Sasha Reed is there for the putback. Nice play. And the Grizzlies have their 10-point lead back. Sky Todd Joanna Ross. I keep getting those two mixed up. I apologize. And a turnover will give it back to Northwest. Barber brings it across the timeline for the Grizzlies. Simpson with it into the near side to Robinson. Robinson will bring it around. Into the paint it goes. Dishes it off. Simpson put it up, and it was blocked by Joanna Ross, and it was a nice block by the North High team. And here's Charlie Ross bringing it down the court. She puts one up and counted. Nice play all the way around by North, and especially by Charlie Ross, and they're going to call, what are they calling here? Sasha Reed is called for a foul after the play, I guess going for the loose ball. I'm not exactly sure about that, but there's a sky hook from Sky Todd, no pun intended, that doesn't go, and here's Richard with it. It rims and doesn't go, and it's rebounded by Bootsma, and she gives it to Charlie Hill. Hill on the far side of the court. Into the paint it goes, and boy, a hard hit there by Simpson. Simpson will be charged with her first personal. It's the 4th team foul on Northwest, and it will come with 3:37 to go in the first half. Bootsma counted. Bootsma was just wide open, took the shot, counted it. And with 3:30 to go, it's 22-14 Northwest. Aaliyah Richard. Simpson to Reed. Innocent Robinson with it. Barber. Robinson for three. Good! Innocent Robinson cans a three, and it's 22-14. 25-14. I'm sorry, they had not yet put it up. Grizzlies lead by 11. That is their largest lead of the game. And now a player control foul has been charged against North. And I think it's going to be on Bootsma. It is. Player control foul will not result in free throws. Instead, Grizzlies will inbound the ball on the near side, near the spot of the foul. It will be Innocent Robinson inbounding it to Barber. Barber will bring it across the timeline. On the far side, it's Richards. He went up, partially blocked, and there's Robinson intercepting a pass, putting it up and counting it. Beautiful job by Innocent Robinson. It's a 13-point lead for Northwest, their biggest of the game. That shot misses, rebounded by Reed. She'll send it to Barber. Barber coming up, trying to go coast to coast. It doesn't go. Rebounded by Aaliyah Richards. She sends it out to Robinson. She puts up a three off the heel, no good. And Bootsman's there. No, Robinson gets it back. And Richard will send it to Barber. Barber into the paint off the glass. Good. Beautiful job by the Grizzlies. Getting 2 rebounds and a nice put back in there by Barber. Grizzlies lead by 15. Bootsma off the glass, no good. Rebounded there by Richard, and the Grizzlies are winning the war on the glass here tonight, and that's evident by the scoreboard as well. No second chances, or not very many second chances for North. Barber puts it up, it rolls and does not fall. Rebounded by Bootsma, and here comes North High back. It'll be Sky Todd bringing it across the timeline. She'll give it to Charlie Hill. Hill on the near side. To Bootsma, back to Hill. Back to Bootsma, loose ball, and it's going to be picked up by Anaya Simpson, and here comes Northwest back. Robinson was down here all by herself, but they couldn't get it to her. Barber will reset the offense. A 2-3 zone being played by North now. Shot by Barber goes off the glass. She gets the rebound, goes up again, and is fouled, and it will be Barber going to the line to shoot 2. 41 seconds remaining in the first half. Okay, add a clip. And go to, where is it? This one down here. Yeah, you're going to play that at halftime. (30-14) after Barber cans the free throws. And she'll take a seat, and coming into the game for Northwest is Amaya Alvarez, number 10, a 5'7" freshman guard who played some in the first game, did not play in the game on Tuesday. Alvarez out there with the rest of her team inside 30 seconds to go. Off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Richard, and Richards had a great rebounding night. Gets it to Robinson. Robinson into the paint, puts it up off the glass, doesn't go. Rebounded by Charlie Hill. 12 seconds to go. North High brings it across the timeline, And they throw one away, and with 6 seconds to go, the Grizzlies will have a chance for one last shot here. And Robinson will have it. 2-1, up it goes. Off the glass, doesn't go in, and that's the way the first half will end. At the end of one half of play, it's Northwest 30 and North High 14 in the girls' varsity contest. We're going to send it to our interview with Sasha Reed that we recorded last week, and then we'll be back, and Viviana Wall will join us. So stay with us. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel. This is Grizzly Basketball.
And now it's time for another Meet the Grizzly segment. I'm joined for this segment by junior Sasha Reed. First of all, welcome. Congratulations on doing it all over again this year.
Thank you.
For those people who do not know you from your previous years on the team, tell us a little bit about Sasha Reed. What do we need to know?
I'm a junior. I'm not the official team captain of the team, but I'm the team captain of the team. Just love being here. I like to bring my energy. You know, those kids are a little crazy, so I gotta be here to condone all of our energy.
Now tell us about the energy. What kind of energy are we talking about here?
Sometimes it's negative, sometimes it's positive, sometimes you never know. So you just gotta be prepared for all of it.
What's your outlook for the team this year as compared to your first two?
Might be a little conceited, but state
is a great outlook, and there's no conceit at all. Especially, quite frankly, it's not bragging if you can do it. And I know that there's a lot of excitement about the team this year, and you got a lot of young people on the team. But once you guys get your chemistry together, I think you're going to do very well. Tell us about your schooling. What's your favorite subject here at Northwest?
Forensic science right now with Miss Kerr.
And do you have plans college-wise as to what you want to study and or where you want to do it?
Right now, I like Southwestern, and I want to study in forensic science and then athletic training.
Good for you. There are a couple of other Northwest grads who are down there now, one of which comes to mind because soccer season just ended down there, and that's Mallory Lund, who's their goalkeeper. And they got all the way to the KCAC final before they lost. They had a great season. So are you planning on playing in college? Is that something you want to do, or do you want to call it a career after high school?
It's something I want to do, yeah.
Okay. Well, we wish you the best of luck there, but a little bit sooner, we wish you the best of luck this season. Have a great year. Help lead this team, and let's go get state.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sasha Reed, our guest here on Meet the Grizzly. We'll be back after this 60-second timeout with more basketball. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel. This is Grizzly Basketball.
Here we are. We are live again. Now you see us live on there?
Yeah.
Okay, folks, welcome back. We are at halftime of the varsity girls game. We've got about 7 minutes to go here until the third quarter. And in the varsity game, the Grizzlies lead 30-14 over North High at half. We just heard from Sasha Reed, and now we're going to hear from Viviana Wall, who is up here instead of on the floor because she is injured tonight and unable to play. So welcome on to the broadcast. And how we doing?
Doing good.
Good. So I guess first of all, since I alluded to it, tell us about the nature of your injury and what the prospects are for you.
Well, I have shin splints, and I've been having them for a while, but they've gotten away and they came back. But right now, they came back maybe like 2 weeks ago. So I've been injured since then, but I'll be able to play Tuesday. I'll be back from my team.
Okay.
I'll help them.
And you are helping them because
Yeah.
you're down there on the bench cheering them on. If you can't play, at least you can do is provide moral support, and we've seen you do that down there. So they're playing pretty well tonight.
Yeah, we're not doing bad. We're doing really good.
I think I see in 3 games, in each game, I've seen tremendous improvement of this team.
Yeah.
In the way they play and the way they carry themselves on the court. And I think that's translating into points. The 2 things tonight that I think are key that I have noticed is that we're rebounding.
Yeah.
We're way out rebounding North High. And Aaliyah Richard in particular, we're not keeping that stat, folks, so I can't tell you how many she's got, but I know I'm calling her name on the rebound all night long. So,
yeah.
And that's every one of those is a possession that we get that North High doesn't get. So you're going to be back for Tuesday.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And we're at Southeast. What are you thinking about Southeast?
It's going to be a really tough game. Southeast is pretty tough. They have a whole bunch of good players, so this game's going to be really tough. But I think we got it.
Okay.
I believe in my team. We'll do good.
And I believe the team believes in you as well. And I know that you'd rather be in uniform than rather than be sitting over there in jeans with air conditioning and I'm sitting there with shin splints. I know that's not what you wanted tonight. You can hear the band, folks. We'll just talk over it.
Yeah.
The teams will be coming back out here shortly, and the boys' game, of course, will follow this one. How's school going? You're coming up on the end of the semester. I'm going to ask you, how are your grades?
I mean, my grades are pretty good. I have 1 bad grade. It's not bad, but it's low. But I'm going to get it up, hopefully, before the end.
Well, I'll be nosy and ask what grade, what's it in?
Science.
Science can be a hard subject, and I don't know what you need to do to bring that grade back up, but you've only got a few days to do it. You got to do real well on that final.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you have that final, make sure you study for that final.
Oh, I will.
That's the last thing we want. We don't want anybody on the team having grade issues, and I know if the rest of your grades are good, this is fixable. So, hang in there, all right?
I got you.
It's hard freshman year. It's a big adjustment.
It really is.
I mean, it's a lot different than middle school was, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Wish you the best of luck in grades. We'll look for you on the floor on Tuesday night, okay?
Yes,
to score a bunch of points, etc. So hang in there, and thanks for coming up here. I know that this was unexpected.
It was.
You were a little bit nervous, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being nervous. We're going to go ahead and ask Leslie to put the camera back on the action down on the floor, and that way you can make a discreet exit. All right. Thanks again to Deanna Wall for being with us. All righty. We have 2 minutes to go until the third quarter. We're going to go ahead and take one of them and catch up with our sponsor because we really are overdue. We owe our sponsors a bunch after the problems we had on Tuesday. So stay with it. We're going to be back in 60 seconds. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel, and this is Grizzly Basketball. Alrighty, we're back. Getting set for the start of the third quarter. Normally at this time we would give you halftime statistics. Because we're shorthanded with personnel tonight, unlike Tuesday night when we had 7 people up here, tonight we have 2. And that third person would normally be a statistician. That would be Leslie Bravo. She's running the camera for us tonight. And we're extremely grateful to Leslie for doing that. Your engineer tonight, your executive producer, is Eva McGee, doing as usual, a spectacular job. And we're glad to have her on board as well. Getting set for the start of the third quarter. Grizzlies will play now from left. I'm sorry, I said this backwards. They will play from they're going to inbound the ball and play from left to right is what I'm trying to say. 30-14 the score as we start the third quarter. On the floor, Aaliyah Richard, Kamaya Barber, Innocent Robinson, Sasha Reed, and Kenzie Edwards. The original starting 5 are back in the game. Sasha Reed, get in there. It doesn't go. She gets the putback. It doesn't go either. And it's going to stay with Northwest as it was knocked out of play there by Wolke. I can't believe that Reed wasn't fouled on that second attempt, but nothing called, and that one will stay with Northwest as it was knocked out by Gordon. Grizzlies lead by 16, their largest lead of the night. Kenzie Edwards with it. Kenzie has not yet hit the score chart. Here's Robinson. And Barber has it knocked out of her hand, and she's fouled. And Barber will go to the line and shoot a pair. And the foul will be charged to Gordon. That is her third personal. First team foul of the second half. And like I said, Barber is at the line. She'll shoot a pair. The first one is good. Took a while to get down, but she made it. And Gordon will come out now with those 3 fouls and be replaced by a player who is not on my roster. The mystery guest, the dreaded mystery guest, is number 24. I do not know who that is, and I have no way to find out. So if you're from the North community watching this game and you're related to number 24 and you don't hear her name, please accept our apologies. Not a thing we can do about it because she's not on the program roster. Sky Todd gives it to St. Clair. St. Clair double team. Todd gets it back and loses it to Barber, to Robinson. Doesn't go. Oh, they had an easy lay-in and couldn't make it work. Rhiannon St. Clair will bring it down herself, and she has her pocket picked. It goes out of play. It will stay with the North High basketball team. Sky Todd with it for North. Top of the key, long 3 off the heel. Doesn't go. The rebound to the mystery guest, and she dishes it off to Bootsma. And that one hits the baseline and will turn over to Northwest. 6:43 to go, third quarter. Barber will inbound to Richard. Aaliyah Richard bringing it across the timeline. Aaliyah Richard to Innocent Robinson. Robinson for 3. Good! That's her third three-pointer of the night. And the Grizzly lead is 20. That one goes out of play. It will stay with North. St. Clair will inbound for the North High basketball team. Down it comes to Wolke. And that one to the mystery guest, and it does not go. Charlie Hill into Wolke. Wolke double teaming and getting the ball is Sasha Reed. Nice job. Up to Robinson. Robinson onto the basket, puts it up and doesn't go. The rebound to Richard. It doesn't go, but there's a foul called. And I think Richard's going to go to the line and shoot a pair. And she is. The foul is charged to Sky Todd. That's her first. Second team foul of the second half for North High. That rattles, no good. A little cellophane on the top of the basket that time. We'll take the saran wrap off and let Leah Richard make her second one. And nothing but net. 21-point lead, 35-14, 6:08 to go, third quarter. Pressure being put on here by the Grizzlies on the inbound pass. And Wolke's down there all by herself. She had an easy lay-in. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. And Hallie Wolke was down there with nobody near her. Here's Barber driving, dishing it off to Edwards. And Edwards is in the score sheet for the first time tonight. Sky Todd to Charlie Hill. Hill will bring it up. Sends it over to Wolke on this side. Wolke in and out, back in again. Counted for two. 37-18, Grizzlies lead. And there's a three by Barber. And the Grizzlies lead 40-18. And on that note, North High will take a timeout. We're going to go ahead and take it with them. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel. Grizzlies are back on the court, 5:13 to go, third quarter. They lead 40-18, their largest lead of the night at 22 points. Grizzlies have 3 timeouts left, North High 4. It was Grizzlies that called that last timeout. Coach Myers wanted to talk to him about something. Let's talk about who's on the floor for the Grizzlies as we come out of the timeout. Innocent Robinson up front in a 1-2-2 zone. Kenzie Edwards, number 1. Aaliyah Richard, 21. Aubrey Navarrete, number 30. And last but not least is Kamira Barber, number 22. That's the 5 on the floor for Northwest with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Charlie Hill has it for North. Gives it to St. Clair. Back to Hill. Hill pulls it out, double teaming against her defensively, and there's one intercepted and a travel called on Hill. The pressure was too much. She walked with it, and it will turn over to Northwest. Richard will inbound to Barber. Barber brings it across the timeline, top of the key, driving, dishes it off, and I think they're going to call a foul because I think they got her on the arm, or did she travel? Well, she must have traveled because they're giving the ball back to North. Charlie Hill brings it across the timeline, gives it to St. Clair. 1-2-2 zone for Northwest again. Over here on the near side, Hill blocked by Barber. Goes out of bounds, and it will be Northwest basketball. Great defensive play that time by Kamira Barber. And Barber brings it across the timeline. Chance to increase the lead. Richard thought about it. Navarrete for three, missed everything. And it's Charlie Hill bringing it down for North. Walke with it in the paint. Pass is intercepted by Barber. A long feed to Robinson. She'll lay it up and in. Innocent Robinson extends the lead. And this time it's North High taking the timeout. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel, and this is Grizzly basketball. North High coming out of the timeout. Excuse me while I do a little directing here. See that last icon on the right? Click it real quick. We should be, leave it. Let's see if we come out of the, I just want to make sure we are live. We're still going. Okay, you can go back to the other one. North High inbounds it. St. Clair gives it to the other St. Clair. Back now to Bootsma. Bootsma over to Sanders. In the paint to Bootsma again off the glass, no good. St. Clair rebounds, and it's going to be Navarrete guilty of a foul here. And I think it will send Rhiannon St. Clair to the line to shoot a pair. 3:22 to go in the third. Grizzlies up by 24. And the first one misses by St. Clair. And North High has not had a good night shooting free throws. And that missed them both. Rebounded by Barber. Here comes Northwest back. Over here to Richard. Actually, it goes to Navarrete for three. Off the glass, no good. Rebounded by, and a travel by Robinson after a rebound by Edwards. And it will go back to North High. Terrence St. Clair brings it across the timeline for the North High Basketball Club. Bootsma back to St. Clair. St. Clair in the paint, puts it up off the glass, no good. Bootsma the rebound, it doesn't go. And a nice rebound by Navarrete, and here comes Richard back down the court with it. In the paint, puts it up, and it rolls and goes. 44-18, the Grizzlies. 2:39 to go here in the third quarter. Been a slow-moving third quarter because there's been a lot of whistles. Okay, Edwards and Navarrete come out. We'll give you the five on the floor again. We have Alondra Morales on the floor, a 5'1" freshman guard for Northwest, wearing number 3. She's joined out there by Aaliyah Richard. Innocent Robinson is not in there, excuse me. It's Barber and Sasha Reed, and Robinson is in there. So that's your 5 on the floor for Northwest. Bootsma passes it over to Sanders on the near side. St. Clair off the glass, doesn't go. And a held ball, yes, sir, and on the alternating possession, it's going to stay. It just kills me. It's going to stay with North. How many times do you make a good defensive play and then get burned on the rule? And just like that, not only did we get burned, it's going to cost us 3 points as St. Clair scores, draws a foul, and we'll go to the line and shoot one. Fouls on Sasha Reed. That's her second. It's the third team foul for Northwest, and the free throw misses, so some justice is done. And the rebound stays with North. St. Clair to Bootsma. Bootsma, long two, misses everything. And Aaliyah Richard has it for Northwest and will bring it down the floor. Into the corner for Robinson. Robinson thought about it, now gives it to Morales. Morales back to Robinson. And over to Richard for three. That goes off the rim, no good. Who's going to get the rebound? It's going to go out of play and stay with Northwest, as it was last touched by Charlie Hill. Aaliyah Richard comes out, and Anaya Simpson comes in for her. Sasha Reed to Barber, off the glass, no good. She didn't get enough mustard on it. Rebounded by North. Here comes St. Clair bringing it down the floor for North High. A three off the heel, no good. Rebounded back to St. Clair, and now Sanders gets a two-pointer, and the Grizzlies have it doubled up, 44-22 with just over a minute to go in the third quarter. Morales with it, pulls it back out, double team. Nice job of getting rid of it. Gets it to Barber. Barber back to Reed. Off the glass. Count it. Nice job by Barber and Sasha Reed on that field goal. Terrence St. Clair brings it across the timeline. Sanders, Hill in the corner, brings it back out. Now back to Sanders and over to St. Clair. To Rhiannon St. Clair. Spin move, puts it off the glass. That's a nice play by Rhiannon St. Clair. Great individual effort. Barber will inbound to Robinson, and I would expect the Grizzlies will go for one here. Barber pulls it back out, sends it into Robinson. Robinson from 12 feet, rims in and out, no good. Sasha Reed with the rebound. Back to Barber for three. Good! Kamira Barber gets a three, and that's how the quarter ends. And at the end of three quarters, it's Northwest 49 and North 24. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this timeout. Stay with us. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel, and this is Grizzly Basketball. Coming up on the start of the fourth quarter, and the Grizzlies lead in the girls varsity game 49-24, a 25-point lead. That's the largest of the game for Northwest. And the girls have totally dominated the North High girls tonight. They have played outstanding basketball. And the Grizzlies will get the ball to start the fourth quarter. On the floor for Northwest, you've got Aaliyah Richard, Innocent Robinson, J.C. Shore, number 2, a 5'4" freshman guard, into the game for the first time. Sasha Reed's out there, and who did I leave out? Anaya Simpson, who's got the ball, puts it up, it doesn't go. Rebound by Bootsma, and she's fouled. It will be a foul on the floor. Grizzlies' 4th foul, and only 2 fouls in this half for North High. They banged in a lot of fouls in the first half, so much better job by the North High basketball team in that department. Charlie Hill with it for North High. One thing I was neglectful in doing in my game prep, and it's been a little uncomfortable for me. You know, the North High is in the process of changing its mascot. Now we have a whistle, and it's going to be Grizzly basketball on the turnover. They're in the middle of changing their mascot, so I don't want to call them Redskins, but I don't know what to call them, so I'm just calling them the North High basketball team. And the North High basketball team is in a 1-2-2 zone at the moment. Sasha Reed with it. Dishes it into Robinson. Oh, Innocent tried to get it to Richard, and it was intercepted. Here comes North High back with it. Terrence St. Clair with it. Gives it to Bootsma. And it is Gordon who puts it up and misses everything, and it's rebounded by Sasha Reed. Here's Aaliyah Richard with it. And that one is knocked out of play. That'll stay with Northwest. And this is the, I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to do it now. This is the Alfred Hitchcock Bowl. And we're going to ask our executive producer if you know what that means. This is tonight. There's a three-pointer that's short, rebounded by Simpson. Sure with it on the far side. I'll ask you the next time out. I'm going to ask that question. Goes out of play, and we'll turn back over to Northwest. 6:10 to go. 49-24 remains the score. Barber comes back in, and Innocent Robinson takes a seat. So it's Barber, Richard, Shore, Simpson, and Reed on the floor for Northwest here with 6 minutes and change remaining in the contest. Barber, nice job. Oh, that one is deflected. That'll stay with Northwest as it went out of bounds. Nice defensive play, however, by North High. And J.C. Shore comes out, and coming in for her is number 31, Mariah Staten. Staten is a 5'5" freshman guard. And you may have noticed the freshman theme, as we've mentioned before. There are 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 freshmen on this team. And Sasha Reed puts it home. 51-24. 27-point lead. In the paint, and it's blocked. Nice job by Simpson to block the shot. The rebound to the Northwest, and here comes Barber. She puts it in. 29-point lead. We're 1 point away from a running clock game. It looks like Kenzie Edwards is getting set to come back in for Northwest. She's over there at the scorer's table. Bootsma with it. St. Clair in the paint, pulls it back out. Todd has it, and Todd walked with it. It'll turn it over to Northwest. Kenzie Edwards will come in, and she will replace Anaya Simpson. So we have Edwards, Morales, Reed, Barber, and Richard. That's the 5 on the floor with 5 to go here in the second half of this one. Edwards puts one up from 12 feet, misses everything. Todd has it for North High, and here come the Redskins back. On the far side, Taryn St. Clair for three, misses everything. And bringing it back up is Barber. Barber from 12 feet, short. Rebound to Sasha Reed, and it's now loose, and it's taken away from Reed. Now it's taken away by Richard, and they're going to call something here. They may be calling a foul, or are they just calling it out of bounds? They're calling it out of bounds. It will stay with Northwest. 4:22 to go. Each team with 3 timeouts left. Grizzlies have 5 team fouls, and North has 2. And up it goes, 55-24. Now it's a mercy rule game. We'll see if they run the clock, which is what they're supposed to do. Underneath. And putting it up is the mystery guest. It doesn't go. And nice job by Kenzie Edwards, but she traveled with it, trying to dish it off, and it will stay with North High. And it is a running clock, so this game will be over in 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Mystery guest for 3 off a rim, no good. Rebounded there by Aaliyah Richard. Richard will bring it down the floor. A long one. Oh, and trying to get on there was Staten, trying to get on the score sheet, and she couldn't make it go. A foul is called. We'll see what they do here. This is going to be North High's ball. It's on the floor. It's on Sasha Reed. It's her 4th. And if there's anything negative about any of this tonight, it's the fact that Sasha Reed has 4 fouls. She's the only person on either team with 4. Keep in mind that Sasha Reed has fouled out in both of the other games this year. And I know that is of some concern to the coaching staff of Northwest. Walke off the glass, no good. Rebounded by the mystery guest, no good. Walke again, she goes up, she's fouled, and guess what? Sasha Reed is done for the night. Yep. Sasha Reed disqualified on fouls for the 3rd game in a row. And she will be replaced by number 34, Nikayla Parker, a 5'9" freshman forward. This is Parker's first action of the season. So I think everybody on the bench has gotten in the game tonight, if I'm correct. Looking at the, yes, everybody has played in this game for Northwest. 55-25, clock running, 2:05 to go. Walke puts in the second one to get it inside 30. And here comes Northwest back. It'll be Barber bringing it across the timeline. Stay tuned after this game. We'll have the pregame interview with head coach Andy Hill of the boys team. Edwards couldn't make it go, and now a foul's called. And I think that's going to go against Northwest, which means North High will be shooting free throws because they are in the bonus. So if anything, and I'm trying to see who's shooting the free throws, and of course the long hair is blocking my view. We'll figure it out and tell you. Their first one is good. That is Gordon shooting the free throws. She makes the first one. Wholesale substitutions by Northwest. Shore comes in. Alvarez, number 10, comes in. Navarrete is back in there. Morales is in there. And the last one is Parker. That's the 5 on the floor as they wrap this one up. 55-28, Grizzlies lead. They're going to win this one walking away. J.C. Shore almost walked with it. Good job to stay back. Navarrete on the far side. Shore again. And Morales now. Morales started to put it up and lost the handle. Here comes North High back with it. These kids haven't played, and they're obviously a bit nervous. Walke misses, and the rebound to Parker. Nice job by, and the held ball is called. And on the alternating possession, another great defensive play will be wasted. And with 1/10 of a second to go, North High will inbound, and that'll do it. That one would not have counted anyway. And we are final here at North High. North High 55 and North 28. We're going to go ahead and take a 1-minute timeout, and then you need to remove that puppy. And then get add the clip with Coach Hill in it. This one here. Yeah. Okay, we'll be back with Coach Hill in 1 minute. Stay with us. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel, and this is Grizzly Basketball.
Get out there. Join the fun. Support your team.
Okay, it's time to change gears here and switch from the girls to the boys, and we always do that beginning with a visit with the head boys varsity coach, Andy Hill. Coach, start off by taking a look back at our last game against South, our home opener on Tuesday, and I know that you were a little disappointed at the result.
Yeah, it was disappointing not to get that one. We can't. There was no fault of effort or the kids trying or wanting to do it. I mean, we played really hard. We just didn't make plays when we needed to make plays. Didn't make, layups, shots at the rim when we needed to hit them. And then certainly free throws were another big factor. We go 6 for 14 from the line. You shoot 50% or just above 50%, you win the game. So a lot of factors that led to that. And then, ultimately, I didn't have them ready. I didn't have them ready to deal with Parker, their big guy. Just gave us fits all night long, and I didn't have good enough answers for our guys on how we needed to adjust to that. So a learning experience for everybody, and that's all we can do is learn from it and move on.
And we certainly want to give credit where credit is due, and you mentioned it before I did, because I was going to mention Parker Hartgrave and the outstanding game that he had, and he didn't even start, which kind of surprised me. I thought he would be in the starting lineup, and he was not, but he came in, and he just basically took charge of the game by standing under the basket and laying them in all night long.
Yeah, he really did. He's a load for sure. Really, obviously the size, but he's talented and skilled as well. He's got a soft touch around the rim, and compliments to Coach Gunner for utilizing him well, and all those guys for kind of understanding where their advantage was over us, and we just didn't have the size to really have an answer for him the other night, and he played really well. And yeah, I think we were up like 8-2 when he came in the game, and it just turned on a dime. And, again, later in the second half, we were able to build another lead when he was out, and then he comes back in, and same thing happens. So he played really well. He's certainly going to be a problem this year, I think, for a lot of teams.
And what a factor he was in the game. We started off on an 8-0 run, and then he comes into the game, and the next thing you do, you look up at the scoreboard, and we're trailing 10-8.
Yeah, just like that. And again, I take a lot of responsibility for that, just for not having an answer for our guys and not making some kind of adjustment, giving them something better that they could have felt more confident in going to execute. So we'll be ready for the next time.
And we're on the road now for a couple of games, starting out here tonight at North High. And what can you tell us about this squad this year?
They play really, really hard, and I think they're with year two with Coach Bailey over there, who does a really good job with them. And I think what I've seen from their two games so far is they're further along at this point, it seems like, and they've got a better understanding of their system and what Coach Bailey's trying to do with them. And they execute some things really well. They move very well offensively. The ball moves a lot. They play unselfish basketball. And it's a program and a team that's improving a lot. It's still early in the season. It hasn't shown up for them yet, in W's, but I think they're going to be much better this year, and we're going to have to be ready.
And I think we can say that pretty much about any team in the City League this year. It seems like across the board there's a lot of improvement in all of the programs that were struggling last year, including ours. I think we're improved over last year. But, in some cases, like you said, it hasn't shown up in the one-loss column yet, and that includes us.
Yeah, I mean, you look around and, South certainly seems like they've taken a step forward. Bishop Carroll's going to be, back to kind of what – they were down a little bit last year, but they'll be back more to what we've grown to expect from them. Capon is still, if they have gotten better, that's frightening because they were really dang good last year. But you could make the argument that they have. Same with Heights. So yeah, I think there's a couple new coaches and Southeast and East I think are going to get it moving also. So yeah, it's as always a really competitive league, and we're hoping that we can find our footing in there and be battling at the top.
Wouldn't want it any other way, that's for sure. So, injury situation for tonight?
No injuries. We're going to be without L.J. Phillips. He is taking a college visit, recruiting visit up to, I think he said South Dakota. So we'll definitely miss him, but we also wish him well, and we know that football is his first love, and that's what's going to pay for him to go get an education. So he definitely needs to go on that visit, and we hope he has a good one.
Do you know, I don't know this, is he going to South Dakota or South Dakota State?
That's a great question. He told me last night, and I can't keep straight which one it was. I believe he said South Dakota.
Okay, they both play in the Missouri Valley Football League, and they're both quality programs. South Dakota State in Brookings, in particular, seems to make the 1AA playoffs every single year. So he would be a fine addition to any football team, no matter whether it's those two or any others. But somebody in South Dakota looks like they may have a chance at capturing a big one.
Yeah, whoever you get a kid like LJ in your program, you're going to be fortunate to have him, and everything he can do on that football field is great and going to benefit any program. But it's all the extra stuff you get with him, and just the high character type of young man that he is. He's a joy to have in your program. Football, basketball, anything. I know he played baseball last year for Coach Starr, or he would have if he wasn't injured. And coaches just love to have him in their program. So he's a great kid, and hope he has a great visit.
And the basketball team is blessed as well. So wish you the best of luck tonight against North High, and we'll look forward to a visit before our game Tuesday when we travel across town again over to Southeast.
That sounds good, Kevin. Thank you.
Head coach Andy Hill on our pregame visit. Stay tuned. We're going to take a 60-second timeout, and then we'll come back. We'll have the starting lineups and the play-by-play of tonight's game against North High, and Leslie Bravo will join me as well. Stay tuned. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel, and this is Grizzly Basketball.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Kansas. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And good evening again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wichita North High School, where the girls, as you can see, defeated the North High Redskin ladies, or the North High basketball ladies, excuse me, by a score of 55-28. want to thank all of our sponsors who make Grizzly basketball possible for you. We're certainly glad to have them on board. We're about 11 minutes away from the start of this one, and I really don't have a lot to yak about here. So what we're going to do is we'll let you watch our boys warming up. And we'll let you listen to the band, and then we'll be back. first quarter, that little drop down there. I'll give you a second. Now, our going to commercial. We only have one commercial this season. And to get to it before the video plays, it'll pop up. And actually, this is a basketball game that we're talking about. Again, folks, we are in between games with 4 minutes to go till the start of the introduction of the players. We're going to go ahead and take one more timeout. So stay with us. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel, and this is Grizzly Basketball. Head coach Austin Clifton, head coach of the soccer team, is over at the scorer's table. He's keeping stats for Northwest, and he's just cringing in his boots right now because he hates this song. He hates this song with a passion. And the first thing he did was turn to head coach Andy Hill and start complaining about the music. That was the PA announcer who was hamming it up, trying to get everybody enthused and raring to go. We got 2 minutes here to go before the start of the player introductions. Glad to have you on board wherever you are on planet Earth. We're assisted tonight by my broadcast partner, Leslie Bravo, who's taken over on camera tonight. And we're going to have a new executive producer tonight, Brooklyn Bohannon from the Northwest girls soccer team is going to take a crack at running the computer. And so if you see something that isn't quite right, remember this is a student-driven production, and this is actually an extension of the classroom for all the kids that participate in this, and that includes both Leslie and Brooklyn. So they're going to learn. They're both learning something here tonight. There are going to be mistakes made. Mistakes happen when you're on the learning curve. We appreciate your patience. Reminding you all that this is not NBC, nor is it ESPN, but rather it's NWHS Grizz, which is an extension of the Northwest High classroom. I don't know how, but I got all tangled here. Let me do this. North High pep band is pretty good. They're not as good as ours, though. But they do a good job over there. And crowd-wise, kind of a light crowd for a Friday night contest. And granted, both teams came in here winless, but it's early in the season. You'd think there'd be a better crowd than there is. But the crowd that's here is very enthusiastic.
Wichita North High School would like to welcome all of you attending tonight's game between Wichita North High and Wichita Northwest High. At this time, Please stand for the playing of our national anthem by our wonderful pep
Now
band.
the pep band will play the national anthem. That's the national anthem as played by the North High Pep Band. We welcome you again here to the Varsity Boys Contest. Boys trying to get on the winning track here for the first time this season. We'll see how they go. We're going to start with the introduction of the players, and they will start in alternating order with Wichita Northwest. North High cheerleaders giving a little demonstration here before we introduce the players. Now the starting lineups for both teams. They'll start with Northwest and Fort Northwest. A little change in the lineup tonight. They're going to start with number 2, a 5'9" junior guard, Tayshawn Williams. For North High, a 6'1" senior guard, number 1, Jacob Wassel. For Northwest, number 5, a 5'11" sophomore guard, Eli Benning. And for North High, number 12, a 5'10" junior guard, Joshua McCoy. For Northwest, number 10, a 5'9" senior guard, David Hudspeth. And for North High, a number 14 is a 5'8" senior guard, Julian Banuelos. For Northwest, a 5'11" junior guard, number 13, Sincere Thompson. And for North High, a 6'4" senior, Jack Hopping. And finally, for Northwest, number 22, a 6'4" senior forward, Javon Glover. And rounding it out for North High, Kingston Selman, number 24, a 5'11" junior guard. Head coach for North High is Michael Bailey, assisted by Matthew Bailey and Diana Santillan. And the head coach for Northwest, Andy Hill, assisted by Gavin Darr, Kylan Hawkins, and Jim Murdoch. Grizzlies are in their road blues with dark blue numerals bordered in yellow, making it virtually impossible for me to read them. I got to talk to them about that. North High in their home whites. And we're getting ready to tip it off. I'm ready. Leslie's ready. I know Brooklyn's all excited. Tipping it off at center, it'll be Glover and Jacob Wassel. Grizzlies playing from right to left here in the first half. And the opening tip is won by Northwest. Tayshawn Williams with it for Northwest. Again, we've got Williams, Benning, Hudspeth, Thompson, and Glover. And just like that, Glover scores for Northwest. It's 2-0. North High brings it back down on their end of the floor. McCoy with it. Gives it to Wassel. Back to McCoy. Over here on the near side. Now McCoy's in the corner. And it's taken away by Glover. Williams, all by himself, puts it up and counted. Tayshawn Williams makes it 4-0. A good start for Northwest here in the Alfred Hitchcock Bowl, which I mentioned in the girls' game. I never mentioned why, but this is the Alfred Hitchcock Bowl for a real reason, and that's a three-pointer by Wassel, and it's 4-3. So I'll ask Brooklyn Bohannon, because she's sitting right next to me, do you have any idea why this would be named the Alfred Hitchcock Bowl? I'll give you a hint. Here's one for Glover. It goes nowhere. Hits the rim and bounces back out. I thought it was going to fall. Bringing it back down is Selman. Over on the far side now to Banuelos. Wassel has it and dishes it off here to Hopping. Hopping back to Banuelos. And back over now to Selman. Everybody's touched the ball. Finally, Selman takes a shot. It doesn't go. The rebound to Northwest. Williams gets the rebound, and he'll bring it down the floor for Northwest. On the far side, now comes back to Williams. Williams changes hands momentarily underneath. Hudspeth had a shot, but it was blocked. It's going to stay with Northwest. Well, that shows you what I know. It's going to turn over to North. 6:03 to go, first quarter, 4-3. Northwest leads. The answer to the question, Brooklyn, is on the scoreboard. There's your hint. It's on the scoreboard. Banuelos with it, right in front of us. He dishes it off to Selman. Underneath it goes out of play. That should turn over to Northwest. Give up? Do you give up on the answer to the question? I wonder if Leslie would know. He is a famous director. You're right. That's part of your hint. Let's see if Leslie doesn't have her headset on because she's running camera. But Leslie, do you know why this would be called the Alfred Hitchcock Bowl? The answer is on the scoreboard. The Alfred Hitchcock Bowl. And you at home, I hope you, somebody there has figured it out. Otherwise, you're going to think I'm nuts. There's a turnover, and Wassel has it for North High. Hasn't been any scoring in a while during all of this Alfred Hitchcock talk. Wassel puts up a three off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Hudspeth. Underneath, out of play. It will stay with Northwest. Okay, I'm going to give you the answer. I need Leslie, real quick, pan the scoreboard real quick for me, would you? Take a shot of the scoreboard. And if you look at the scoreboard, what does it say on top? North by Northwest. A famous Alfred Hitchcock movie. North by Northwest. Okay, there's your answer. You stick with me long enough, you'll find out that I'm a veritable storehouse of worthless information. 6-3, Grizzlies are leading. 4:48 to go in the first. And the only foul in the game committed by North High. There's one that is way short by Hopping. North still has it, and a three goes up instead, and if we'd have gotten that rebound, it wouldn't be tied at 6 right now. But it is tied. Tayshawn Williams puts it up and count it. Tayshawn Williams has 4 points of the Northwest 8. Banuelos. And back in, there's Wassel with it. That doesn't go, and rebounded by Williams. He'll bring it down himself. Tried to feed it in to Hudspeth, and they're going to call a held ball here. And that will go to North High on the alternating possession, arguably the dumbest rule in all of sports. And North High brings it down. Hopping with it for North. Oh, they tried to feed it into Williams, and it was intercepted. Good idea, though. And good work by the Grizzlies to get back defensively. They prevented the score. Williams gives it to Hudspeth, and it's knocked out of his hand, but it will stay with Northwest. 3:27 to go. 8-6, Grizzlies lead, and they have the ball. Hudspeth with it. And from just inside the free throw line, he cans one. And it's 10-6 Northwest. McCoy bringing it up the floor for North High. And Eli Benning all over him. All the way across it goes to Caleb Jackson, who came into the game when we weren't looking. And there's a steal by Williams. Coast to coast lays it in, and the Grizzlies have doubled them up. It's 12-6. In the paint around the horn, there's Banuelos with it. He puts one up from 15 and counted. That's a 2. And with 2:30 to go, it's 12-8. Grizzlies bring it back down the floor. Williams in the corner to Benning. Benning to Glover. Up, and he's fouled going up. He'll go to the line and shoot a pair. Foul is going to be charged, I believe, to Hopping. It is Jack Hopping's first foul, the team's second. And Glover is at the line shooting a pair. First one is good. Grizzlies make a substitution. Hudspeth goes out. Glover's second one about to come here. Makes them both. Benning, Hudspeth, Williams. Good rebound by the Grizzlies. I'm still trying to figure out who's in the game. Liam Calvert is in for Northwest. It's his first action of the season. So, and Sincere Thompson is still in there. So we got Thompson. Let me start over. Benning, Thompson, Calvert, Williams, and Darian Hammond, number 4, is in for Northwest. Hammond, a 5'10" freshman guard. That's the 5 on the floor. Hammond for 3. Oh, he missed everything. Hopping dishes it off to Jackson. And I don't think that's going to count. I think a foul was called of some kind. Maybe not. 1:28 to go in the first. 14-8. Northwest leads. That one is intercepted by Wassel. That's a pretty nice play by Wassel. Give and go twice to Jackson, and Jackson scores. And it's 14-10. Williams pulls it back out. Calvert for three, off the heel, no good. Rebounded by Banuelos. Loose ball, here comes Northwest back. That'll be Elijah Benning. And to Hammond, and Hammond scores. And Darian Hammond, I think that's his first points of the season. Less than a minute to go now, 16-10. And no basket there. Ball will turn over to Northwest. Clock running, 35 to go. Grizzlies look like they're going to play for one shot. 2-3 zone being set up there by North. Now he's motioning Benning out. 14 to go. And count the basket. He just did the whole thing himself, did Tayshawn Williams. And now we have a whistle with 1 second to go in the quarter. A quick inbound, and that'll be the end of it. Almost went. Okay, at the end of one quarter of play, it's Northwest 18 and North 10. We'll be back with the second quarter. Stay with us. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel. This is Grizzly Basketball. High School getting ready for the second quarter. Grizzlies lead by 8. 18-10. And they have the ball to start the second quarter. Williams, but counted from three, and I mean that was NBA style. And it's 21-10. Biggest lead of the game for Northwest at 11. Girls won their game tonight, 55-28, to improve to 1-2 on the season. The boys hoping to do the same. And we have a foul called.
Foul's on Glover, his first.
It's on Javon Glover, his first, and the team's as well. On the near side, Moore, number 5, who came in at the break. And the ball's coughed up. Tayshawn Williams has it. He's at the top of the key, sends it into the corner, and it's intercepted. And he intercepts it right back, does Williams. And he gives it to Sincere Thompson, number 13. Thompson at the top of the key. Over to Williams. We'll give you the 5 on the floor in a minute. Calvert to Thompson. And they're going to call a travel on Sincere Thompson as he was trying to pass the ball. So your 5 on the floor: Sincere Thompson, Liam Calvert, David Hudspeth, Tayshawn Williams, and Javon Glover. That's the 5 on the floor here in the second quarter. McCoy with it for North High, gives it to Wassel, to Ivan Treto, number 55. He's a big boy. And a three-pointer there by Joshua McCoy. And it's 21-13. Neither team has taken a timeout yet in this game. When they do, we will take one with them. Calvert for 3, and it's off the rim, no good. He's missed twice from downtown. There's a 3 that misses everything from Valdez Moore. And now we have a whistle. That'll be a foul on Moore. So, you know, one of the things they tell you to do is never follow a bad play with a bad play, and Moore just did that. 4th team foul for North. Grizzlies only have 1. Ball's inbounded. Benning will quarterback the offense. 2-3 zone set up by North High. Tayshawn Williams to Glover. Glover drives, puts it up off the rim, no good. Gets his own rebound, no. Rebounded by Selman instead. And that one goes out of play, and it will be last touch by Northwest. So it will stay with the North High team. And coming down, Glover has an easy lay-in and count it. Javon Glover scores. We're back up by 10. Selman with it for North High. And what do we have? A foul call. Boy, that's a ticky-tack foul. It's on Benning, I believe. It'll be his first, team foul number 2 for Northwest. McCoy with it. Feeds it over to Tredo. Tredo gives it to Banuelos, and he bangs a 3 home. 23-16. Grizzlies lead cut to 7. Hudspeth count it for 2. And a miss and a putback misses and a rebound by Northwest. Williams underneath the basket. Hudspeth couldn't make it go, and it's turned over to the North High team. Wassel with it, drives the basket, gets his own rebound and puts it home. So he had 2 chances. He made the second one. And 25-18 now, 4:24 to go in the first half. Rather fast-moving second quarter. After the first quarter didn't do much, moved kind of quickly. Which is good. They're letting them play. That one is short by Glover. Rebounded there by Tredo, number 55. A long 3 counted again by McCoy, and I would strongly recommend that they defend that a little better. A timeout has been taken by Northwest. We're going to take it with them. We'll be back. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel. This is Grizzly Basketball. underway here. Glover under the basket. Goes in and out. I don't know how it didn't fall. It's rebounded there by North, and now we have a travel charge to Joshua McCoy, and Northwest will get it back. The lead, which was 11 2 minutes ago, is now 4. So it would behoove the Grizzlies to score some points here. Get some of that lead back. There's Glover underneath. Spin move, puts it up, and it goes. Glover's having a good first half. The Grizzlies are up by 6 again. On the far side is Selman. Selman on the near side to Banuelos. Banuelos. Hammond is all over Banuelos now. Good defense by the youngster. Selman has it, pulls it out, drives it in now, and almost picked off by Benning. It goes out of play. It will stay with North. Nice defensive play, though, by the sophomore, Eli Benning. And it comes, Banuelos for 3 off the heel this time, no good. And it's rebounded by Northwest. And what do we have here? We have a foul called on, I believe, it is on Joshua McCoy. It's his first. Team foul number 5 here on North in the first half. Grizzlies inbound. McCoy, there's a long 3 off the rim, no good. And a nice rebound by Hopping, but he feeds it right back to Northwest. That one is missed. Trado got the rebound. Now bringing it down is McCoy. McCoy sends one to Trado for 3. Well, nothing but net. Good ball. Nice soft hands by the big man for North. And it's 27-24 with 2:25 to go here in the first half. Grizzlies led by 8 after 1. They lead by 3 now. And here's a turnover, and we lead by 1 now as Kingston Selman scores 27-26. This one got interesting real quick. 10 of the 11-point lead is gone. Williams under the basket. Couldn't get it up. Puts it up this time, and a foul is going to be called, and I believe it will be. The foul is on Ivan Trado. It's his first, and it will send Williams to the line to shoot a pair here. And the first one is good. Lead is 2 again. Be nice to get a full possession lead out of this. See how this next one goes. Makes them both. 29-26, Grizzlies lead. Substitutions come in, and Williams goes out. And coming in for Williams was Hammond is out there. I'll be honest, but I didn't see who came in. We'll figure it out. I'm having a problem because of our numbers. McCoy rattles in and out, no good. Rebounded by Benning. Glover with it. Dishes it off. Hammond for 3. Good! Darian Hammond puts home a 3. The lead is back up to 6. Wassel with it for North. Gives it off to Jones. I'm sorry, not Jones. That was Hopping. Shot misses, rebounded by Glover, and here comes Northwest back with it now, trying to add to the 6-point lead. less than a minute to go in the first half. On the far side, underneath to Glover. Glover against two people, puts it up, and a foul is going to be called, I think. It will be. Glover's going to go to the line and shoot a pair. Hopping second foul. It puts Northwest into the bonus. See where it says that BNS right there? Click that down here. Oh, you're off the chart there. There you go. That lights up the bonus on the scoreboard, see? First one's good. It was a two-shot foul. It was a shooting foul anyway. And the second one is good as well. Makes them both. The lead is 8 again. Tell you, we are hoping to have Michael Graham join us, the athletic director here at North. Hoping he'll join us at halftime. He promised to be here if he wasn't busy doing something else. So we're going to see how it comes, and I do see that Mr. Graham is in the building. So we'll see if he makes his way down here. 7 to go. Grizzlies put it up. It misses. Sincere Thompson can't get it. Glover on the last second shot can't make it go. And we'll go to halftime. At halftime, it's Northwest 34, North 26. We're going to take a 60-second timeout, and then we'll be back with our halftime extravaganza. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel. This is Grizzly basketball. Okay. Well, there's some confusion there for you folks. We'll tell you what you missed. Unbeknownst to yours truly, a foul was called with 0.3 seconds to go in the half. Javon Glover went to the line, made 1 out of 2. So our halftime score is actually made them both. It's 36-26 now, Northwest over North. We are joined at halftime by the athletic director here at North High, a good friend of the Arkin family, Mr. Mike Graham. And welcome aboard, and how's it going?
Good. Thanks for having me on again. So
always a pleasure to have you. Thanks for your hospitality and helping us get all set up here to do the game. We appreciate
no problem. We try to make sure that our guests feel welcome in our building as well. So
absolutely, we appreciate it very much. Appreciate the hospitality. So how's your year going?
Where to begin? It's going great, actually. Very busy, but it's going really good. For my first year, I've had a lot of compliments from various people on how well the season, how well my year's gone so far, and how well things are changing, and how much I've already learned, and kind of making adaptations and stuff like that. So it's going really well. Really well.
This is your second year, correct?
First year.
Like I said, yeah, you were here in the fall.
So,
I knew that. First year, and last year you were at Washington Elementary.
Correct.
Where you had the distinction of working for somebody I know very well. My lovely wife, Donna.
Worked with her for 11 years. 11 years. So,
Well, she was there longer. She was there longer than you. I know
for
that.
sure. But, she was there for a few more years before I got there. But,
And just for the record, Donna did retire.
She did.
In May,
However, she keeps subbing in the building, I hear. So,
Exactly.
So she can't get away.
All of her she started subbing, and all of her assignments, the only ones she will take are at Washington.
That sounds.
So,
that
I
doesn't
mean, she
surprise
loves
me.
those kids, and she loves the she loves the staff down there.
She was a dear friend and a great colleague, great person to work with. So
I appreciate that. I know she'll be happy to.
Special person. Special person.
I could not agree more, and I've been the beneficiary of that for 44 years.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know, I know I'm blessed. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, she's definitely a good friend, and I was really excited when I saw her walk in today, just to talk to her, kind of say hi, see her for a little bit. So, she is her typical Donna
She bailed
self.
out our broadcast.
Well,
our audiovisual director.
Right. Well, I noticed that there were some other Washington teachers here.
There
and
are.
So she was having a conversation with them and sat with them for a little bit.
She
so
did
I saw
sit,
that.
and it was Ashley. I can't
Norfleet.
remember Ashley Haltom's new name.
Norfleet, I believe.
Yeah, but
Norfleet.
she sat with them for a while.
Because her husband was our drama teacher for a while, but he resigned his position, so he's not here any longer. He's a good guy too. So
yeah, nice guy.
Yep.
Nice guy indeed. So yeah, there were a few people here she knew. That was always
right.
That's always kind of fun. So how's your winter sports working out for you so far?
Pretty good. Our wrestling team did really well last night, wrestling at Capon. Unfortunately, we had one of our good varsity girls break her collarbone last night. So
wrestling?
she's out, wrestling. So she's out for the rest of the season.
That's too bad.
So we'll miss her dearly on the mats, but everything's going pretty well so far. Our girls basketball team, we've seen a lot of improvement just in the 3 games. Learning a lot. Enjoy watching them. Kind of same with our boys basketball team. We've kind of had a tough gauntlet to get started on the season. We opened up with Capon at Capon.
Tough place to play.
So you open with the defending City League champs.
Exactly.
Next game you host the defending state champs with Heights coming to visit.
Yep.
And now we've got Northwest. So our first 3 were 3 pretty tough ones. I'm pretty pleased to see that score is 26-36 because they kind of stretched it a little bit. We finally shrunk it down a little bit.
Well, you had it down to 2 points.
So we had it down to 2
second,
for a little bit. Just get those boys to kind of not play so sloppy and not turn the ball over as much.
Well, the same thing can be said about us. And
it's high school basketball.
It's high school basketball.
Anything can happen.
That's what it's all about. You're talking about your girls. I know your roster does not have the grade that they're in, so I don't know the answer to this question. But if you look at our girls' roster, this is the boys. Our girls' roster, laying right over there, we have 8 freshmen on the varsity team.
On the varsity, wow.
So,
in
fact, our whole program is right there.
I think we've got about, looking at these, I think 4 of ours are freshmen. About 4 are seniors. So
you're talking about a bunch of 14-year-olds out there.
A bunch of 14-year-olds running around.
Yeah, playing varsity.
So learning the game is kind of trial by fire.
It is. It's trial and error, and they're hanging in there. Your girls played hard, and they played with tremendous effort, as did ours. And,
that's right. Our girls, regardless of what game it's been, whether it was Capon or Heights, have played with a lot of heart. Regardless of what the scoreboard reflected, listening to coaching, being coachable, basically what we're asking of them to do in the first place. So definitely excited to kind of see where they go and what kind of transpires over the course of the season. But just over the first 3 games, just today's game, just night and day different than game 1. So really excited to see them put in that effort and listening to coach, put in the time in the gym and practice, and definitely seeing a turnaround in them. So some growth. So definitely excited about that. That's for sure.
I'm going to go back to wrestling for just a minute because one of the newer things in high school sports is girls wrestling. As a sanctioned CASHA sport.
That's
so
correct.
Long overdue. Oh my goodness!
It is.
I'm so glad to see it.
I'm super glad to see it. I would like to see, if not at the CASHA level, maybe separate seasons so that they actually have time on the mats where it's not them and the boys on the mats. Or we need to, at least at North, possibly look at trying to split that so that we have a boys practice at one time and girls, kind of like basketball flip-flops and stuff like that.
Do they practice together?
Because they practice together. Because we just don't have another spot for it.
Yeah.
So they all practice together, and sometimes it can be, I wouldn't say intimidating for the girls, but it's definitely a little touchier when you're trying to wrestle around the boys.
And it goes back to when
stuff.
girls were wrestling in tournament, in tournament activity where it
boys.
was all with the
Right.
boys. And the boy that's wrestling the girl in that situation is in a no-win situation.
He's in a lose-lose for sure.
He cannot win
for sure.
It's a grapple sport, so you're dealing with that issue. And
very much so.
If he wins,
well,
he
you
beat a girl. And if he loses, oh my gosh, you lost to a girl. And neither one of those should be the case.
Which really frustrates me, being a father of a daughter who is an athlete and, in my opinion, a pretty good athlete. She's a two-time defending state champion in gymnastics for her age. So she's a little spitball, to say the least, at 10 years old. But I always love it when she comes home from PE and from school, and for that day in PE they were doing fitness testing of some sort, because the boys can't touch anything that she can put a record to. And they're like, how do you do so much? Well, she's a gymnast. She does physical activity all day. I mean, when you're 10 years old and you practice 4 to 5 hours, 5 days a week,
that's
and
a
sport
lot of practice,
and a sport that's so demanding on the body as gymnastics. Let's just say when she was like 8, she finally had a 6-pack. So she is just a little ball of muscle, to say the least. So it really drives me nuts. I had this conversation with a coach the other day about push-ups. And when I taught PE, it would really drive me nuts when people would call it a boy push-up, because I'm like, it's not a boy push-up, it's a modified push-up. Because let me tell you, half my boys couldn't do a quote-unquote boy push-up.
Right.
All they could do was a modified.
Right.
So that one really bothered me, and then especially once I had my daughter, and I'm like, things need to be equal here, guys. She's just as strong and stronger than a lot of them. So yeah, definitely. So in my thinking, I either want to see us kind of split that, so we see 2 separate practices times and stuff.
Yeah.
So girls, because right now it's kind of tough with girls, kind of, I don't want to say playing second fiddle, but when it comes to wrestling,
it's still a new sport.
When it comes
to
tournaments and stuff, and you're trying to split, girls are going here. Well, we don't have a head coach for girls. We have a head coach for wrestling, and so we're splitting stuff around. And especially, I mean, we're starting to see it grow a lot in the state, but at North it really took off. We've always had we have a tradition of a lot of really good girls. Unfortunately, like I said, we had one that broke her collarbone last night.
That's too bad.
We had one that went out for football this year. She tore her ACL. She'll be a collegiate wrestler. She's a senior this year, so she's kind of bummed she's missing her senior year, but she is a beast on the mats, and she'll still, hey, brother, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Be good to see what she does in the future, because I know she's still going to go to college and wrestle. Just phenomenal.
Is she committed somewhere?
I don't know that she has committed. I know she's got a couple of offers on the table. I don't know if she's actually committed for sure. If she did, it was before I took over, because I know I haven't done her signing.
Right.
That's one thing. I got to do my first signing a couple of weeks ago for one of our girls'
Those
golf
are
players.
fun, aren't they?
That was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun. She was going to go play golf at Southwestern, so that was cool
that's neat.
to be there.
Good for
So
her.
looks like we're about out of time here.
We are indeed. They have just started play. We'll get you to put it back on the game. And we'll thank you, Michael, for joining us.
Thanks for having me. And
glad to have you.
Let's enjoy this next 2 quarters.
You betcha. Hope we see you when you come to our place.
Sounds good.
All righty. Michael Graham, the athletic director here at North High, our guest at halftime. We're just underway here in the second half. Grizzlies lead by 8, 36-28 after that first score. Okay, you need to change that to third, where it says halftime. You're going to drop that down to third, and then you need to, you got the clock running. You just didn't have the right cuter on there. Okay, and then turn the bonus thing off, because it doesn't apply here now. There you go. Okay, a little instruction here to our rookie executive producer, Brooklyn Bohannon. Doing a fine job helping us with our broadcast tonight. Hudspeth off the rim, no good. Putback doesn't go either, and finally North High comes away with it. And bringing it down the floor is Banuelos. Banuelos over to, wow, that was close. Selman, I thought Selman was going to bang that one home. An uncontested three-point shot, but he missed it. Here's McCoy bringing it down now into the paint. Gives it to Banuelos again. Back to McCoy. And now to Selman. Into the corner it goes. Banuelos with it. Good ball possession on this possession. This trip down by the North High basketball team. Wassel puts it in the paint, and finally they cough it up. One pass too many for North. And underneath it goes, and here's Eli Benning for three, off the heel, no good, rebounded by Glover. He'll give it back to Benning. Benning will drive the paint, and I think he traveled, or was there a foul underneath? Looks like a foul underneath will be charged to North High. The foul's on Selman. That's his second foul, and it's also the second team foul of the third quarter for North. Here's Glover in the paint. Gives it over on the far side. Nice pass, and that one deflected out of play. It'll stay with Northwest. Good ball movement by the Grizzlies here in the third quarter. You know, Brooklyn is doing such a nice job. I'm going to move back over here to my normal spot. With the ball is Williams. We never gave you the 5 on the floor. Let's do it. We'll start with, nice play. Nice try. Tayshawn Williams is out there, along with Elijah Benning, Javon Glover, David Hudspeth. Oh, who did I miss? Sincere Thompson. And that's the 5 on the floor for Northwest. And I apologize again. I'll be very honest with you. It is hard for me to read the numbers on the back of the Northwest jerseys. And I'm going to have to get used to it in a real hurry. There's Benning with a nice, easy lay-in, and the 10-point lead is back with 5:15 to go. And a foul call, that's too bad because they had Hopping blocked in there, double teaming them. And they couldn't make it go. Two-shot foul for Jack Hopping. First one rims in, and I don't know how it didn't fall, but it didn't. We'll have one more here. I want to thank again Michael Graham, the athletic director here at Northwest High School in his first year. He seems to be having a lot of fun. You know, a great guy, good friend of the Arkin family. And a great host, and we appreciate his hospitality. There's a three-point bomb by Elijah Benning. And the Grizzlies lead by 13. And what do we have here? Looks like we have a timeout being taken. Let's take it with them. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel, and this is Grizzly Basketball. Just underway here. With the ball is Wassel for North High. Selman dishes it in deep for a three-point try by Banuelos that hits the rim and comes out, and a foul is called. That's going to be against Northwest. I think it's on Benning. It is, and that will be Benning's third foul. He will come out and be replaced by Darian Hammond, the 5'10" freshman guard, wearing number 4. I know if I can't see the numbers, you probably can't either. Tough numbering on the uniforms. We'll have to make the best of it here. We got them all year, so. Here's a long pass from Glover to Hudspeth, and dishes it in. Glover, and he can't make it go. They did everything except put it in the hole. And here comes North High back. Wassel with it. That one goes off of Hopping. Nope, it went off of. And that did go off of Hopping. And they're gonna keep it with North High. Okay, well, all three of them missed that one. North High with it. Wassel has it. Almost lost it. Into Hopping. Hopping from 15. Doesn't go. Rebounded by Northwest. And here comes Hudspeth with it. Spin move by David. And he is hammered going up. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Grizzlies lead 41-28. Grizzlies are going to make a substitution. Liam Calvert's going to come into the game here and replace somebody. When he does that, we'll give you the 5 on the floor again. First one by Hudspeth, in and out, no good. Calvert comes in, and who's going out? Sincere Thompson goes out. So we have Tayshawn Williams, Darian Hammond, Hudspeth, who's at the line, Glover, and Liam Calvert, who just came in. And Hudspeth makes 1 out of 2. It's 42-28, a 14-point lead for Northwest. Round the horn it goes. And a nice steal by Williams. Beautifully played. And then he coughed it right back up. Moore gives it in the corner to Jackson, and Jackson traveled. Lost his balance, tried to regain it without stepping, but too late. It'll be Northwest basketball. 3:27 to go. Each team has 4 timeouts remaining. I don't know why I looked. Brooklyn has this under complete control. Williams with it. In the paint. Over to Glover. He almost thought about a 3 himself. Off the glass, doesn't go. He's fouled. He'll shoot 2 from the line. The foul is on Gabriel Huerta, number 30. It's his first, the team's 4th. Glover at the line to shoot a pair. And the first one misses. Free throw shooting for Northwest has not been spectacular again tonight. Don't have that statistic. That's a feeling I have, as we don't have a statistician tonight. Glover makes 1 out of 2. 43-28, Grizzlies by 15. 3:04 to go, third quarter. Wassel brings it across the timeline and gives it to Banuelos. Over to Selman. Selman to Huerta. And now to Moore. I mentioned everybody on the floor. There's a shot that misses, and Glover gets the rebound, gives it to Williams, who drives, and he tried to get it in the paint to Calvert and lost it. And a foul's going to be charged, and Wassel will go to the line and shoot a pair. He got hammered on the way up, and I think that's going to be. It is on Hudspeth. That's his first. Sincere Thompson will come in after this free throw. First one is good. Here comes Thompson. He will replace Hudspeth. And Wassel makes them both. And a timeout has been taken by North High. It's a 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it right here for this one. 2:32 to go, 43-30. Grizzlies lead. We'll give you a little programming information. We will be at, we're going to be at Southeast on Tuesday to take on the Golden Buffaloes in a City League doubleheader. We will be on the air at 5:40 with the Marcus Myers pregame show. And Coach Myers and I we're trying a couple of experimental things to save me from making 2 trips twice a week out to Northwest to interview coaches, because I can't interview them at the same time because of their schedules. So we did it by phone for tonight. We're going to try a Zoom meeting on Tuesday. I have a Zoom account, and I've never recorded a Zoom meeting. We're going to try that for the first time. There's a nice pass by Calvert. Great assist, and Glover puts it home, and we're back up to a 15-point lead. And Glover gets this rebound. Gives it to Thompson. Sincere Thompson. Sincere lost the handle on it. And Darian Hammond goes back to chase it down. He put the Jets on that time. And he gives it to Tayshawn Williams. Williams pulls it back out into the corner for Calvert, who puts up a 3. Good! It's good, and a foul is called. Calvert's going to go to the line and shoot one for a possible 4-point play. Fifth team foul on North High. The foul's on Wassel. Calvert's shot is good. He makes the 4-point play, and it's 49-30. Grizzlies up by 19. Banuelos has a shot blocked out of bounds by Darian Hammond. Nice defensive play, and it will stay with North. And coming into the game is Camarian Thomas, and Thomas will inbound for the North High basketball team. Inbounds it to Huerta. Huerta pulls it out, puts it back into Hopping, and a foul is going to be charged, I think, on Calvert for reaching in. He's trying to get a cheap steal, and yes, it is on Calvert. That'll be his first foul of the night, 4th team foul against the Grizzlies. North High inbounds. They'll bring it all the way back out. And Wassel has it right in front of us on the near side. Goes into the paint, puts it up. And is that I didn't see the signal. I think that might have been a charge. It is a player-controlled charging foul charged to Jacob Wassel. No pun intended. Grizzlies will get it. And the Grizzlies are going to be in the bonus the rest of the game now. Williams for 3. Off the rim, no good. And Calvert knocked that one out of play. It'll turn over to North High. Calvert couldn't get the rebound, but turns out it didn't matter. Wassel puts up a long 2. It doesn't go, and the rebound there by Huerta. He tried to go up. He got fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. We have less than a minute to go now in the first and the third quarter. Huerta's first one is good. Foul, by the way, was charged to Hammond. That was his first. Huerta makes them both like it's nothing. Nothing but net either time. A timeout being taken by North. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it here since there's only a minute to go in the half. And tell you, we do want to thank all of our sponsors. That you're seeing the list when we go to commercial break, and we certainly appreciate their support of the webcast program and NWHS Grizz. And you too can support NWHS Grizz if you have not already done so. Are you a subscriber to NWHS Grizz? If not, you go to NWHS Grizz and watching this game, somewhere on your screen is a little subscribe button. All you have to do is click the button. It costs you nothing to subscribe. But your indication of support tells everyone at YouTube and at Google that you're supporting Northwest Athletics on the World Wide Web, and the school does get financial benefit from your support. There's a bad inbound pass that's intercepted very easily. That one is deflected out of play, and it's going to go to Northwest, and we caught a break. 51 seconds to go, third quarter. Grizzlies up by 17. Tayshawn Williams has it. Sends it over here to Hammond. Back to Williams. And forward. And here's Glover with it. And he had it bounced out of his hand, but Hammond's back there to help out. And it will be Tayshawn Williams. And the Grizzlies, with 35 to go, are probably going to go for one. Unless they get a big break. 1-2-2 zone has been set up now by North. Pretty deep zone. And Williams drives in, pulls it back out. 15 seconds to go now till the end of the quarter. 10-7 underneath. Liam Calvert, count it. Grizzlies 51-32, and that's the way the quarter ends. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this 1 minute timeout. Stay with us.
Northwest 51, North 32.
There we go. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel. This is Grizzly basketball. Grizzlies will inbound to start the fourth quarter. And they'll start the fourth quarter with a 19-point lead. Thompson, Williams, Glover, Benning, and Hudspeth on the floor for Northwest. That's your 5 on the floor as we begin the fourth quarter. Grizzlies score, and it's a 21-point lead. Huerta puts it up short, rebounded there by Northwest, and here comes Williams with it. Williams, tried to get that into Glover, and it hit him in the chops. And now we have a whistle on the play. There may be a foul on Williams. It is his first foul of the night, and he's looking as if to say, what did I do? And I'm not sure I can blame him. Didn't see anything happen there. North High will inbound. Each team now is in the bonus the rest of the game. Hopping dishes it off. Selman puts up a three, doesn't go. Wassel, the putback, counted. Grizzlies missed out on that defensive rebound. It cost them 2 points. Hudspeth underneath. Oh, nice lay-in. Beautiful ball. Perfect pass and a perfect score by Sincere Thompson to give the Grizzlies their 21-point lead back. Huerta again. Over here on the near side to Selman. To McCoy underneath, and it's taken away. Here comes Northwest back. That's Benning with the ball. He's going to dish it off, and a nice pass, but they can't get the finish. Benning gets it back. Here's a three-pointer try, and that's going to miss and be rebounded by Wassel for North High. Benning tried an over-the-head block. That would have been interesting. And there's a three-pointer. Joshua McCoy gets the three-pointer. And it's 55-37, 6 minutes to go. Now we have a foul called. It'll be a two-shot foul. It will put Northwest in the bonus. Hudspeth at the line. He's going to get two shots, I believe. And the first one is good. I've got to commend the crowd here at North High, both sides. What a great job they do of quieting down during a free throw. Making it fair for both home and visitors to concentrate on their free throws. Hudspeth makes them both. And the Grizzlies back to their huge lead. It's 20, 57-37. Wassel for three, doesn't go. And the rebound to Williams. Tayshawn Williams having another good game here for Northwest. Benning with it. Over here to Glover. Glover into the paint with it. Puts it up, and it can't get the roll. It doesn't go, and it's rebounded by North. McCoy has it. Loose on the floor. Williams, who's going to get it? We're going to have a held ball, I think. Yes, it is a jump ball, and the alternating possession arrow will point it in the direction of North. Another good defensive play wasted. Selman. Benning didn't get the ball, but he did force the turnover on the travel, and it will be Grizzly basketball. 5:03 remaining, fourth quarter. Grizzlies up by 20. Hudspeth double teamed and loses it. Trying to get it back. And they're going to call, yes, another jump ball. This one will go to Northwest on the alternating possession. Liam Calvert comes back in. Javon Glover takes a well-deserved break. Tayshawn Williams pulls back, puts up a three. Good! Tayshawn Williams give us our biggest lead of the night. It's 23. Loose ball on the floor. Benning is going to get it. Yes, he is. He throws it back. Good play. Underneath Williams, lay it in. And the Grizzlies are pulling away here at 62-37, a 25-point spread with 4:20 to go. McCoy has it. Puts it up from 12 feet. Rattles in and out. No good. The putback goes. And a timeout is being taken here by North. We'll see who. It's a full timeout. Let's take it with them. You're watching NWHS Grizz on the Northwest YouTube channel, and this is Grizzly Basketball. Underway. Northwest with the ball, bringing it down the floor is Benning. Benning dishes underneath to Hudspeth, and a nice easy lay-in. I'm sorry, that's Thompson. Easy lay-in for Thompson. That one does not go. A whistle is blown. There's going to be a foul called. Grizzlies lead by 25. Fouls on Liam Calvert. That's his second. And both teams are now in the bonus. First one is good by Wassel. He'll get one more. And here's the second one. Each team now with 7 fouls. North has 1 timeout remaining. Grizzlies have 4. And the Grizzlies lead by 24. And they took that one away, and I don't know why. It must have been a lane violation that I missed. Here's Benning bringing it down the floor. Giving it back to Williams. Williams, oh, a nice pass. He even had Liam Calvert fooled. Calvert wasn't expecting it, and it came to him kind of high on his chest, and he couldn't handle it. And North comes away with it. McCoy puts up a 13-footer. It's good. 3.5 to go in the fourth. Grizzlies bring it down. And there's Benning underneath. He dishes it off. Hammond for 3. Short. Rebounded by Williams. Williams gives it back to Benning for 3. It's short. And good work that time by North High, and finally a foul gone. They're going to call a foul on Williams while he's on the floor on his back. That's a tough foul to take. It's only his second. It will put Selman at the line, shooting a 1-1. He makes the first one. He'll get the bonus. And he misses the second. It's rebounded by Thompson. Here comes Northwest with it. Calvert. Beautiful pass. Great passing here in this fourth quarter. Off. Oh, it didn't go. Benning had a chance to go for a three-point play. Had it fallen, as it stands, he will go to the line and shoot 2. 2:47 to go now. Grizzlies up by 21. Fouls being charged to Kimarian Thomas. That's his first. And the first free throw is good by Elijah Benning. While you're watching the play here, I'm going to explain. If you were watching the girls' game, there was a point at which, at the beginning of the second half, the referees were huddling. There's a nice put back in there by Benning. The referees were huddling in the second half for quite some time. We didn't know why. We thought it might have been an equipment violation, and Then they awarded Northwest a technical, or they 2 technical free throws. They called the technical against North. There's a timeout here. We're going to keep it right here so I can tell you this story or explain to you what happened. Anyway, the referees charged a technical to the bench of North High and then awarded Northwest 2 free throws. I was speculating an equipment problem of some kinds. It turns out the problem was the same problem that I had. You might recall that when number 24 came in, when number 24 came into the game, I called her the mystery guest because she wasn't on the roster that I was given. Well, she wasn't on the roster that was given to the scorekeeper either. And since a non-rostered player, technically, came into the game, the referees awarded the technical to North and gave Northwest 2 free throws, and that was what all that was about. So now you know what happened with the technical in the girls' game. And we'll probably explain that during the first part of the game on Tuesday for those who watch the girls' game and are not watching the boys, because there might actually be some of you who did that. Hammond feeds one up underneath to Benning. Oh, beautiful pass to Thompson by Benning. Grizzlies lead by 23 again with 2 minutes to go. Selman to Wassel in the corner. He puts up a three-pointer, and you leave him uncontested. We said it earlier. He's automatic from that spot. That one gets knocked out of play. It'll be Northwest basketball. McCoy knocked it out of play defensively, and he made a good play, but unfortunately for him, Grizzlies get the ball. Benning sends a long one forward to Hammond. Hammond scoop. Oh, it doesn't fall. Liam Calvert, the rebound. He puts it up. It doesn't go. Back to Hammond. Hammond tried to feed one over on the far side for Benning, and it didn't go, and now there's a foul going to be called. When worlds collide down there, fouls on David Hudspeth. That is his second. It'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity, I believe, for McCoy. Joshua McCoy will attempt his first free throw, and it looks like it's going to be a 2-shot foul. Doesn't matter since he made the first one. That gets him to 50. And the Grizzlies make wholesale substitutions now. Coming into the game is Jay-Sean Dirting, number 12. Number 25 is Quentin Brown. And over on the far side, I think that's Elijah Boone. Oh, I can't read these numbers. I'm going to need to hire a spotter. It is Boone. That's who came in. Staying in the game is Hammond and Liam Calvert. Now we've got all 5 on the floor with 1 minute to go here in the fourth quarter. Grizzlies up by 19. That one goes out of play. It'll stay with Northwest. And now the North High basketball team also makes wholesale substitutions. In the last minute of this game, Calvert dishes it off, and oops. Got to take the ball up with him. Wassel gets hammered by Hammond. Hammond instantly helps Wassel get back in a display of great sportsmanship. It's the 10th team foul on Northwest, so that puts North in the double bonus for the remainder of the game. Awesome. Oops. It's them, not us. We're still in the regular bonus. There you go. Wassel makes them both. 69-52, 51 seconds to go. Wassel takes a seat. Here come the Grizzlies back up. Boom gives it to Brown. Now Boom has it again. Lost the handle going to the basket. Gets it back. Gives it to Hammond. Hammond goes up. His shot is blocked, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot a pair. And the last 2 minutes of this game is taking forever. Can't argue with both teams continuing to play hard despite the score differential. 70-52. Grizzlies lead now with 32 seconds remaining in the game. And Hammond, puts them both in. Grizzlies up by 19. Here comes North High. Selman with it for North. Puts it up, misses. Rebounded there by Boom. Rebounded there by Dirting. And now we'll just run out the clock with less than 10 to go. Hammond has it. That'll do it. 5-4-3. And we are going to say final. And your final score tonight is 71-52. Northwest over North. Since we don't have a post-game show because we don't have any stats to give you, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up and wish you all a very pleasant weekend. Thank you all for watching. A special thanks to Leslie Bravo on camera tonight, Ava McGee for the girls game engineering, and Brooklyn Bohannon, who's been running the board right now. We sure appreciate it, everything that both of these kids did. We're on the air Tuesday at 5:40 from Southeast. We hope to see you then. Until then, have a great weekend, everybody. On live? No, the word live.